Alright, so in lieu of yesterday, of me posting my coyote trapping adventure, I just wanted to go over a few things, just to educate a little bit. And, I've been learning a lot, and hopefully you can learn something too. This is a Duke number 2 trap, pretty small. You can see by my hand, I mean, not very big. You have smooth jaws, no teeth, nothing harsh, and then you have these levers off to the side, and basically when the trap is set, which I'll show you in a minute, they slide up to close the jaws shut. And granted, they do it in a very quick manner because they have to, because the animal's reflexes are fast. Alright, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set this, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's set. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'll give it my best here. It's just my hand. Using gloves to keep my scent down. Alright, I don't know how that looked, but basically there's your set trap. And I can fold this rear, that's your weak jaw, fold that down. Basically this lever here, that is your, what they call the dog, and that holds your pan, which is what's in the center, what is what the animal steps its foot on, holds that in place, and when the animal steps its foot on that pan, it releases that lever, and these two levers off to the side slide forward, closing the jaws around the animal's foot. These are designed not to snap bones or hurt animals' legs by any means, because if you do that, you have the potential to lose the animal, and that defeats the whole purpose. And I'm also going to demonstrate putting my foot in it for you, just to show you that it ain't going to do anything. If this is sitting in the woods, whatever, and a person just happens to be walking by and steps on it, it's not going to do anything. Unless, it's like a toddler foot, which in that case, why is a toddler walking around in the woods by itself? You're a terrible parent. You have worse ethics than I do. So let's just go ahead and demonstrate this real quick. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and, let's do a little walkie walk. And then I step my foot, and then it just closes right up. I mean, oh my god, it was so dangerous. Anyway. This is called a foothold trap for a reason, and all it's designed to do is hold the animal there until you get there. By law in Virginia and most states, you have to check your traps at least once a day. So I'm going to go ahead and make a dirt hole set real quick for you guys, if you feel like watching it, just to kind of get a glimpse into how I do this stuff and the effort I put into it. And yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it explains a few things, and I was just like everybody else. I thought this stuff was like really cruel and dangerous, and then I saw what they actually were, and I saw the fact that you could release non-target animals safely, and that was a selling point for me because I love animals. I've caught plenty of possums thus far and tossed them back in the woods, and they went about their little possum kingdom, and that's fine. That's definitely fine by me, because I personally don't want possums. Some trappers want them for their fur. I don't. Alright, let me go ahead and get set up here and show you guys how I make a dirt hole set real quick. Just bear with me. Basically, I'm resetting the trap right now. Alright. One thing I forgot to mention as well is this pan, this piece in the center that the animal steps on. You can actually adjust the tension on it so that you don't get lighter animals in your trap, so you don't get the smaller animals. Because I'll be honest, you know, if it's small enough, this could hurt it. But my pins are set to 3 pounds, so that animal has to put a pretty assertive amount of pressure in order to set this trap off, and we certainly don't want that. So basically, I have my deer carcass here. I didn't murder this deer. I actually found it out in the field, dead, maybe from natural causes, maybe from a coyote. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm utilizing it to set my my trap up in front of. And so far, the only thing it's worked on is Mr. Possum. So I'm going to switch out these traps real quick and give you guys an actual good view of what's going on here. Alright, so we have our trap here, and it is anchored to the ground, nice and snug, because nothing would be worse than an animal getting away with your trap around its foot. And I have a nice little bucket here, nice little sifter. I'll show you what that's used for in a minute. My little trowel, nice little shovel, nice little roofing hammer. It actually works out quite well for me. I get to drive those anchors down to the ground to hold this trap chain in place. And basically, I mean, I feel like a gardener half the time coming out here doing this stuff anyway. And yeah, I'm sure some of you will be like, oh yeah, you're a gardener of death, whatever. But yeah, I'm actually doing productive things. And basically every state has its management program in place. Coyotes are an invasive species to Virginia, and just like everything in nature, there's checks and balances, and it's important to be a part of the balance of nature and not the opposite, because animals need us just as much as we need them. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead, you can see I have my hole partially dug here. I'm gonna clean it out just a little bit, get some of this stuff out of the way, kind of get in there pretty good, because I do have a little bit of lure I'm gonna put in there. I love the shovel, isn't it cute? Alright, the ground's still pretty wet from all the rain we've had, but there you go, there's your hole. Doesn't that look beautiful? Looks beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and dig out a little spot to go ahead and set my trap in. You can see I'm just using the back side of my hammer. I'm gonna go ahead and take whatever dirt I get out of it, put it right over here in my sifter. This is actually really hard to do with one hand. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I made this sifter. You can actually buy them from trapping supply stores, and they look a lot nicer, but I kind of like mine. I don't know. Alright, so I'm bedding this trap. I'm making sure that earth is nice and packed in there, because you want the trap to sit really level. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dig out a little trench over here for the chain. Alright, let me pick up our trap. It's not snapping off on my hand. I'm trying to take my fingers with it. Not that it would anyway. Just leave me some bruises on my guitar playing phalanges. Alright, and you see there, you have your hole, and just back about 10 inches or so, and offset about 2 to 3 inches. That's what you want, because an animal's gape is obviously offset to the center of their body. So we tuck the chain in here, and I do have my tag on here with my address on it, just in case by law you have to have a tag. If your trap gets away with an animal, somebody finds it, they can contact you. And you know, we want to keep this ethical. It's all about ethical, right? Basically, I'm just fixing that chain there, making it look good, looking good. And then I'm gonna, this is really hard to do with one hand, but I'm gonna go ahead and wiggle that trap in there, make sure it's sitting nice and sound. And I'll make sure there's no dirt actually on the pan. Alright, we're packing dirt on the levers, just like that. Packing dirt around the levers. And let's see, keep moving around the jaws, keep pushing stuff in like that. And what that's going to do is it's just really going to hold your trap steady, because oftentimes animals will come up, and if the trap moves the slightest little bit, they'll pull their foot away before they ever set it off. Once again, proving that they're smarter than me sometimes. Alright, so I got some mud here. You know, just take that, pack that around. You want everything to be pretty level. Man, this stuff is a mess just because of all the rain we've had. Terrible mess. But dig this hole out, pack some more dirt in there. Alright, next step, what you want to do is take a piece of wax paper. I have a square one, and then you ball it up. And I'm actually going to try to do one hand on this one. So bear with me. Alright. So we got our waxed paper. I'm actually going to put my other glove on now. That's another key, is minimizing your scent. That's what you want. Especially when you're after canines, because if they smell you've been here, they'll be gone before you know it. Alright, basically, you take this little piece of wax paper, put it over top of the pan. What that does is keep dirt from getting underneath of it when you sift it, so that that pan can function properly and act like a lever. I'm going to take some of my dirt here, sift it on top, and this is more like mud, so it's really difficult, extremely difficult to do actually. And you want to make sure that no sticks and stuff get in there and affect the functionality of your trap. Alright. This is a mess. If it wasn't so muddy, this would be a piece of cake. Alright, so go ahead and just kind of dress this up in an artsy sort of way. Alright, I'm going to bring in lots of little bean pods down here and just blend those in. Going to move this deer skeleton just to kind of funnel in the movement of the animal. Alright, and basically you're creating a really good spot, really nice soft spot for the animal to put its foot, because they're smart, and if they don't like something, they'll move on. They'll never even hit your set. So I'm going to take some of this. This is a little bit of bait, which is like chopped up mice and stuff. It's real nice and it smells beautiful. I mean, it's, ooh yeah. Ugh. And then basically, I got some some skunk here, a little bit of skunk as some lure. You put that in there. I only use a little bit because you don't want to burn out the coyote or fox's nose with that. Okay, and let me go ahead and pick up the phone here so you can see. Basically, there's the trap. Can't really see it, and this deer skeleton acts like a funnel to kind of lure in the animal unknowingly to be able to step on my trap. I've seen where other animals will come up and walk right over the trap. Maybe it's a small animal like a skunk or something, and they'll check out the hole and then they'll leave. I mean, you know, more often than not, I don't catch the smaller ones, and if I do for some reason, I let them go, like I stated before. So I'm going to take some of this, shove it in the hole kind of, just to keep birds and stuff from seeing it and coming and messing with my set. But pretty much that's it. That is setting up a foothold trap. This is called a dirt hole set. It's real basic, straightforward, and more importantly, it works. I hope that you walk away with a little bit more knowledge like I did when I first started learning about this stuff. And I hope that you can see that there is a certain amount of work that is done. There's a certain amount of artistry. And like I've stated before, my trap is in 1 square foot. A coyote's home range is 10 square miles. So the odds are always in their favor. It took me about 3 weeks to get that coyote in particular. And it's pretty amazing. This particular farm, there is a sheep pasture, and some sheep have been taken by coyotes for sure. And I'm glad I can help. I'm glad I can help the guy out. He lets me hunt here. It's very nice of him, and it helps the deer population as well. We're about to have spring, and you're gonna have a lot of fawns being born, so it'll give them the chance to get up on their feet and grow into fully mature deer. And if you're thinking, oh, mature deer just so you can shoot them, well, yeah, I do shoot some deer, but you don't get to see the 30-odd some deer I let walk right by me at any given season. I'm here to educate. I'm here to learn. I'm here to respect animals. And along with that comes, you know, coyotes are not your pet. Their canines in their mouth are twice as big as my full-grown 80-pound Labrador. And this little 30-pound coyote just had huge canines. They are aggressive, but for the most part they do shy away from people, and they like to keep to themselves. But with our urban areas growing out and coyote populations booming like they are, you know, it's only a matter of time before we're really in each other's territory, and we're gonna have to learn to deal, or we're gonna have to do something about it to keep checks and balances. Once again, coyotes are pack hunters. They can take down a full-grown deer. You know, full-grown deer being a 200-some pound animal. So don't think that they can't take down a human. There's been at least one occurrence of that happening in a pack formation, and at least a few occurrences of a coyote trying to snatch a child off of someone's backyard deck or something. So be logical, be smart. This is not Fido we're talking about. This is a wild animal who has wild tendencies, and it takes about 10 years worth of domestic breeding for a wild animal to actually become domesticated. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But anyway, I hope you learned something from this. I hope you enjoyed this ridiculous video of me babbling on, and most importantly to me, I don't need anybody to agree with me or understand, because trapping is a right, and I'm very thankful for that right. I'm very thankful for the men and women of our armed services. I love them to pieces, every last one of them. I'm thankful for what they do, so I can keep doing what I do. Alright guys, God bless.